Hi everyone. This is our project stock portfolio suggestion engine. I'm Jahnavi. I worked on the allocation engine and the test suite for this project.
Hi everyone, I'm Harishita. I focused on the strategy mapping, logic, and streamlit UI flow.
Hey guys, I'm Nishan. I worked on Wi-Fi and data layer, caching, and 5-day history charts.
And I'm Lam. I built a start layer, save tutorials, and snapshot persistence, plus the CSV export.
Our architecture has 4 layers. At the top, the user interacts with the Streamlit single-page dashboard. The UI sends input, dollar amount, and strategy selection into the engine layer. The engine has 3 pure modules. Strategies map each investment style to tickers. Allocator does equal weight allocation with whole share rounding. And portfolio computes current and historical values. The data provider module wraps Y Finance and is the only place we make network calls. Below that, the storage layer persists snapshots and named portfolios as local JSON files. No database server needed, which keeps setup simple for the grader. 3 design decisions worth calling out. We kept all business logic pure and Y Finance free, so our 30-unit test cases run fully offline. Every external API call is cached with explicit ETLs. 60 seconds are live prices, 1 hour for historical data, and persistence is plain JSON, so no extra infrastructure to install.
So the core features of the application is our core features map directly with the project specification. First, user input. The slide bar takes the dollar amount with the hard-coded value of around $5,000 minimum, and the multi-select for 1 or 2 investment strategies. We validate both the strategies under $5,000 to all 0 strategies is blocked with the clear error. Second is the strategy mapping. We support all 5 strategies. The specification calls for ethical, growth, index, quality, and value investing. Each map to 5 tickers. When the user picks 2 strategy, we combine the 2 pools and dedupe the trigger. The cap at 6 total holdings. Third is allocation, equal weight of the dollar amount and rounded down to the whole shares with leftover residual cash tracker explicitly. Fourth is live portfolio value, and the metric card shows the current value with the delta versus and the initial investment. The refresh button pulls fresh prices from the Y Finance on demand. Fifth is the 5-day trend chart with the reference of line at the initial investment amount. So the grader can immediately see whether the portfolio is up or down of the week.
Okay, so beyond the core requirements, we also implemented 6 extra features as shown on the presentation. One of the first thing is by SPY benchmark overlay. So just to check whether our portfolio, is it beating S&P 500 or not. So one of the important benchmarks to care for. So that is one of our first extra features. Second is the checking whether our portfolio has enough sector diversification to handle any changes in the market. So that data is directly fetched up from Y Finance metadata, and we generate what you call pie chart to represent our diversification. Third, one of the more important things in all the portfolio application is CSV export. So we should be able to export our portfolio, our metadata into CSV to export it into some other platform or third-party software. Fourth one is to save and load portfolios. We should be able to save and load our name portfolios. User can save the portfolio in any custom name and reload that later down the line. Fifth is a risk metric chart. It is one of the more important features where we show the risk metrics as well as 5-day return percentage, daily volatility, and maximum withdrawal, something that is important to know for your portfolio. And sixth and last is strategy comparison. This is a side-by-side breakdown. When 2 strategies are combined into one portfolio, they can compare 2 of the strategy, decide which one is doing well and which will generate a better returns.
Okay. In the next slide, we hit 3 main challenges during implementation. The first was interpreting the 5-day history requirement. The spec side keep 5 days of history, which implies persistence. But on day 1, a grader running the app has no history yet. We solved this by implementing both mechanisms. We snapshot the portfolio value JSON each time it's computed, and we backfill missing day using Y Finance historical close fly slides. The charts distinguish them so that the recorded snapshot lasts or backfire, so it's meaningful from the first run. The second challenge was Y Finance reliability. The free API occasionally returns empty data or rate limits. We wrap every call in defensive error handling and use Streamlit patch data decorator with explicit TTLs to minimize redundant requests. The third was money math. Equal weight allocation with wholesale always leaves rounding residual. Instead of hiding it, we check residual cast explicitly and use Python decimal type to avoid floating point error. So dollars in always equal to dollar allocated. And that's all for the slide.
That's also side. We'll now proceed to the demo and where we'll go over entire applications. Jan will take over from the test cases and we will complete all the test cases showing every test case and how it works. Janvi, you may start.
Yes. So our first test case is minimum 5,000 spent with index investing. So I am putting 5,000 as the investing amount. And here we'll choose the investment strategy, index investing. So before going to build portfolio, I'll show this. So we have built this. It shows all the descriptions for all the strategies for the users so they know what they are picking up. So here we have ethical investing. So it focuses on companies with strong environmental, social, and governance practices. We have growth investing. So it targets mostly companies with above average earnings and revenue growth. We have index investing. So it buys the broad market index funds for diversified low cost exposure. We have quality investing. So it selects the companies with durable competitive advantages and healthy balance sheets and consistent profitability. And we have value investing. So it looks for established businesses trading below intrinsic value. So once the user sees this, they can try to build their portfolio. So once the portfolio is built, it shows the holdings with all 6 different stats. So it shows the strategy. So we use index investing. Now it shows 6 tickers. We have VTI, IXUS, ILTB, VO, and QQQ. Now these are the price per share of each ticker. And this is the amount of shares that we bought for each ticker. And this is the total cost. So for VTI, we chose 2 shares of $360 and the cost is around $720. And this covers 14.41% of our portfolio. Now, so the engine, it allocated all 5,000 from the initial investment. So the total we invested was $3,985. And after investing, this is the residual cash that we have left over. And so right now our growth is 0%. This was our first test case. Now, second test case is if we go below 5,000, which is the minimum, it will throw an error. Now let me refresh the whole thing. And let me choose something like $4,000. And if I try to build the portfolio, it will give me the error. Minimum investment is 5,000. So we cannot go below that. Now, the holdings table, it did not render or it did not build the portfolio. And the validation, it runs before any allocation logic. So we never hit the engine layer for invalid input. And now this was test case 3. Now we have test case 4. Now I'll refresh the whole thing again. And suppose we have 5,000 as investment, and which is our minimum investment, and we do not choose any strategy. So if you can see currently this is all new, and we try to build the portfolio. Now it will give us the error, select 1 or 2 strategies. Again, the holdings did not get rendered or the portfolio did not get built. So yes, and again, this happened before any allocation logic. So our engine did not get hit because of this, because of any invalid input. So now I'll give it to Harshita.
Yeah, thanks, Jahnavi. So the next test case, so it is saying that you need to select 1 or 2 strategies. So the next test case is about we will not allow the user to select more than 2 strategies, and will block if they try to select more than 2. So in the drop down, if you select 2 strategies like ethical, and you can select the growth.
Okay.
Yeah. So when we try to select the third strategy, you can see that it shows an error message showing that you can only select up to 2 strategies and remove an option first. So you'll have to remove one of the strategy to make sure that this works. So when you click on select 2 strategies and click on credit portfolio, you will come down and see, scroll down on the left side, on the right side, I mean. Yeah, so it will also shows the strategy mix of both the strategies over here in the left chart. You can see that. So next test case is about selecting more than sorry, like combining 2 strategies. So for that, if we enter the amount of the investment amount like 20,000, we'll refresh the page and we'll enter the amount like $20,000. And we'll select the strategy, let's say we'll select the ethical and quality. Yeah, so So we are trying to combining these two strategies. So the engine combines both the pool, depute any overlapping tickers, and cap the result at 6 holdings. So you see here the 6 holdings are some the company's tickers it is showing in the table. It also shows which strategy it has chose for that particular ticker, and it shows the price of each share. So if I'm buying 11 shares of AAPL, then it will cost around $3,251,000, and the portfolio will have like 16 around 16%. So similarly, if we select for example, the ticker is V, it has selected quality investing for that, not the ethical investing. So for 3, you can see the ethical testing is selected. For 3, quality testing is selected. And if the price is also showing up like $331 for this one, and I'm buying 10 for it, so the total cost will be this. So below you can see the total initial investment was 20,000. That is the amount that we have entered while selecting, combining these two strategies and creating this portfolio. And the total at the end, the resulting result was the total invested was around 19,000, and the remaining amount is 962. So the next test case, so when this is on, the holding are grouped by the strategies in side-by-side view. So the user can see exactly how their money was split between the ethical and quality peaks. So the next test case was about the large investment and growth. So the test case 6 is a large investment win, where we will, for that we'll build a new portfolio where we'll enter around $100,000. And we might will select one strategy. So in one strategy, we are putting a large amount. So we'll select like the growth here. Yeah. So when we build the profile, we see, if you scroll up, we see that it has divided the 5 group. It has selected the 5 growth stock. It has selected the top stock maybe, which is Nvidia, Tesla, Amazon, Google, and Meta. So for Nvidia, the pricing is $290 right now. And this is all live data that you are seeing over here. And if we are buying like 91 shares of this of Nvidia, it will cost around 19,000 plus, and the portfolio will be around 19%. So similarly, it also shows that initial investment was 100,000, and the total invested was around $99,000, and the remaining residential cash was $823 over here. So if you scroll below. Yeah. So while we are here, look at the sector diversification pie chart. So in each sector, it shows that in the customer critical, which is highlighted in the pie chart, it has invested around 40%, and then 20% in the communication and 39% in the communication services, and 20% in the technology services. So it shows how it has divided all the shares, all the amount between the different type of shares. Yeah, so that was another extra feature that we have provided here. For growth, almost everything is technology and communication services, and which makes sense, right? So yeah, these were the 3 test cases, and next is Nishan. Next test case will be covered by Nishan.
Thank you, Harshita.
Harshita, do you want to talk about the comparison of the strategies?
Yeah.
If we do side-by-side comparisons?
Yeah, so the side-by-side comparison is also shown here. So in case if I'm selecting like 2 strategies, I have selected like growth and ethical strategies over there. In the left-hand side, you can see I have put the 100,000 amount, and I've selected two of the strategies over here. So it says the strategy comparison table has been created in your dashboard, and you can see that ethical investing, it has triggered. So different, it has divided between 5 companies, you can say. So which was shown above as well in the detail, and here you can compare both. So in the growth investing, it has selected Nvidia and Amazon, and the total cost, how much it has invested in these 2 company share, and what was the allocation. So if you see the allocation of each strategy, the ethical strategy allocation was around 49%, and the growth investing allocation was around 32%. Yeah. So next, Nishan can.
Yeah. Thank you, Harshita. So after we have a good understanding on how the portfolios are built and what are the different kind of strategies that we use to do that. Now we will get into a test case 7, which works with live refresh. So we use Y Finance data. We pull the recent prices from Y Finance to demonstrate the data, and this actually requires an external API connection. And we can look at the current chart right over here. And if we hit the live refresh prices button right now, it will reload the prices from the server. We keep in mind we do have a cache, and we cache it for 60 seconds. So every subsequent requests are cached, and we do not just to get away from Y Finance's rate limiting, and we have implemented the cache. And if you scroll down, we can see the data here. If you want to do it again, it might bypass the cache. Can we do a refresh again? Should succeed. Okay. Yeah, there's no subsequent changes, but yeah, it works out. So this is the live API that we get data from Y Finance. Let's go over to the next test case, that is for the 5-day chart as well as SPY benchmark. Scroll up, please. Yeah, that one. Thanks so much. So that this chart reflects 5-day weekly trend. We did go over a little overview over why we went over the other test cases, but let's go dive detail into this. So we have on our x-axis we have the time. So it starts with May 12 all the way to May 18, and on the left and the y-axis we have portfolio value. As we remember earlier, we invested $100,000, and that is shown on initial. And the yellow line actually reflects S&P 500 benchmark. So that is how the markets will perform. And the blue line is our data. So there's something that we have done. So just keep in mind that dotted lines are backfill data, historical close. And right now we are on May 15th, and May 15th and May 18th are our snapshot data. So the data we have reflected right now. So that is the 5-day weekly trend. And we can always, using this chart, we can always check whether our portfolio would beat S&P 500 or not. That is one of the good metrics to check whether our portfolio is doing well or not, and compare with the market standard. That is important. Let's go a little bit down. So we, while that was one of our test cases to fill, we also have implemented our risk metrics, one of our extras, which gives, for obviously we have 5-day return, which is very important. On top of that, we have daily volatility. So that is calculated using standard deviation with our data. And we also have max drawdown. As explained earlier, we also have sector diversification. I think this is a strategy. If we can do with just one type investing, it would have a bit clearer. Okay. Yeah, that's okay. Okay. Yeah. Can you refresh the data again? Would it change? Refresh prices again, please. On the top, before above the top. Yeah. Okay. So if you can see right now, we did refresh prices, and it did change because it is updated again. This time it didn't hit the cache. Let's go back to sector diversification. Right. So this pie chart shows our sector diversification. So we have a portfolio, it has different kind of stocks, and a lot of stocks belong to different sectors. Right now we are investing in technology, communication services, and consumer cyclical. That is the current diversification in the current portfolio. And this pie chart, as Harishita showed, shows the diversification view. That is off, and we have 2 more test cases, and yeah, Lam will take over those.
Okay, thanks, Nissan. So test case 9 is the CSV export feature. This feature is important because it allows users to take the portfolio data they view inside our application and use it outside the app. For example, a user may want to analyze the portfolio in Excel, upload it to Google Sheets, send it to someone else, or keep a local record of their holding. Can you scroll to the download holding CSV button and then click it? Okay, and so we have the holding 3 file, and now we are going to open it to verify it. Okay, it's opening right now, so we can see the tickers, column, strategy, price, sale, and cost, and percentage portfolio. We can see Nvidia, growth in investing, price of 220, 190 shares, cost of 19,000, and about almost 20% of portfolio. So we can re-verify it on our website. So we can see the tickers, Nvidia, same growth investing strategy, the price 220, and about 20% of portfolio. So the column match the UI table exactly. Tickers, strategy, price, sales, cost, and percentage. Row count matches the number of tickers in our holding. This let us use take their portfolio outside the app into Excel, Google Sheet, or any other tool. And test case number 10 is the save and load feature, which uses our JSON storage layer. Can you type test demo 1 in the portfolio name field and then click save? So we have saved this growth portfolio as test demo 1. And the storage layer, I just wrote it to data, that's portfolios .json. And so now I will refresh the entire browser page to prove the data process. So the app is back to the empty state. Now I'll open the low drop down. So we can see there are multiple portfolio that we have saved before. And now we are going to select the test demo one that we have just saved earlier. So the portfolio is reloaded. So the same five tickers. So NVIDIA, Golden Nesting, 220 price, and 20% of portfolio is loaded. So everything is the same. And the current value recomputed from live prices. So this proof the round trip was end-to-end. So for closing, I'm gonna go back to Nissan. Okay.
Yeah, just to go, we went over all of our 10 test cases, and we had demonstrated the entire application. This is the main dashboard, just to recap. And just to give an overview about how we build this, the entire website is built upon Streamlit-based portfolio suggestion engine. So we use Streamlit to actually deploy this application. But on our backend, we have Python, which does all the API calls, handles all the business logic, and we have made sure our actual business logic, the stock suggestion engine, is a bit different, separated from our Y Finance data. So that is our data layer. So if you want to change from Y Finance to something else, we could do that in the future. It does all our business logic. It handles strategy. It handles live portfolio, 5-day trend charts, and everything. And we have demonstrated all our output. That's all. The repo, the installation directions, and full test case documents are included in the zip file we submit. Thank you for watching these videos. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.